All right, we have Coach Bohannon here. Coach, please start with some opening statements.
Well, I think coming off the last game, it was a big deal to us to make some corrections and to come out with a purpose. And we talked about all three phases of the game, doing our job, a championship effort, those kind of things. And I thought we came out to play. I thought we came out with a very business-like approach of getting some work done. Everything wasn't perfect. Defense was able to do a great job of overcoming a little adversity at times, and we're finding a way to move the ball however we needed to, which was positive. And I was proud of our football team. I thought we did a better job in special teams, which was a significant weakness from a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And I thought we played closer to an all-round football game than we probably have all year. Now, obviously, when you go back and look at the tape, you're going to find all the things, and that's part of coaching. But I was proud of the way our kids approached the game. That was more important. Coming off a loss, sitting on it for a week, 2 weeks. How does a young football team respond to some things like that? And I thought they came out ready to play. And I was proud of them, proud of the way they did it. And I told them at halftime it was 0-0, that we're here to get better. And we were a little sluggish coming out. I don't know if you noticed me. I probably lost my cool a little bit, but it's so important with a young football team to understand every rep. You got to maximize every opportunity, every rep. I don't care who's playing. If it's first team, second team, it doesn't matter. And so that's something. And I thought they stood the ground and found a way to fight through it, and we got it going a little bit in the second half. But I was proud of our football team. It's a big win. Tell you what I'm even more proud of, and I want to tell you guys this about our football team. So, obviously this is October. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I'm not big on just going out to put all that stuff on just to do it, because I think it takes away from what it means. So I asked our kids, I said, if you want to wear the pink socks, or you want to do, I gave them one thing they could wear, you can make a donation. And our kids and our coaches donated $1,200 in a day and a half. And that's phenomenal. It tells you about our kids. It tells you what they're made of. And they didn't have to do it. They could do it if they wanted to. It wasn't mandatory. But I'm awfully proud of that for our kids. And that's big time, man. That's big time. So I'm proud of them for that. I'll open the floor for questions.
Obviously, you guys are predominantly a winning team. How surprised or excited were you to score your first three touchdowns in the passing game?
I don't know that I was surprised, but I was excited. And you guys have heard me talk before. We know we have some talented guys, and in the pass game, we're a talented group of receivers, and our slots do a great job of catching the ball. I mean, everybody. I don't think we had a drop all day. We threw for 308 yards. 308 yards. Folks, it ain't gonna get much better than that now for a running football team. And but it tells you what Coach Chestnut and our offensive staff have been able to do in order to take what we do offensively, all right, and play to the strength of our team, if that makes sense. We know we got some areas we can do some things, so I give a lot of credit to our offensive staff, but we've been able to tweak some things, do some things, and give us the ability to do that. Not every game's going to be that way. A lot of it's what they present to us. But I give our offensive staff a lot of credit on finding ways to get the ball to guys that can make plays. And obviously it was big today. A lot of big plays today in the pass game.
Was throwing the ball something that you guys expected to do right from the start, or were you guys just taking what the defense gave you early on?
Well, there were some things we knew going in, that we felt good about. And we worked on a lot of different stuff in the last 2 weeks to get ready. We know it's something we got to be able to do. With our team, the way it is right now, it's an asset. We got to be able to use it, but we got to be smart how we do it. And then as the game went, it just was, when something's kind of working, you kind of get a hold of it and you continue to use it any way you can to give your guys a chance to be successful.
So business-like earlier, it's kind of the way it looked with the offensive line, because this game you had the one long run from Jay, but there were no 80-yard touchdowns or anything like that. It was 4, 5, 6 yards a pop. Is that kind of the mindset and what you've been teaching all along, that they're starting to grasp this is the way we do it?
Yeah, it's definitely got better today. We're not there yet, but it definitely got better, and we got to keep working at it. But you're going to get in games, you're just going to have to grind it out. 3 or 4 yards a pop. I mean, we had a few today, and I saw some positive things. There's some more creases to work through. you know, we still got a lot of work to do on that, but I thought we made some progress on it, John, without a doubt.
Point had 5 personal foul penalties in the first quarter and a half. What do you tell your kids when they're on the receiving end of that and keeping their composure and not to retaliate or set yourself behind? And
well, it's awfully tough, as you know, guys getting it, but it's the thing about it is, and I told them all at halftime. You know, I was trying to grab them individually, but it's hard during the game. But at halftime, I said, guys, you got to keep your composure, or you're going to be sitting on the bench next week. And the fact of the matter is, when you get, if they're going to, you know, Nick Parada got unsportsmanlike. If he gets another one, he's out. You know, so that's as good a motivation as you can get. And it was a little chippy there early on, especially. I thought it was better as it went, but he's got to be smart because they're going to, you know, and you could say, well, that he hit me first, but you know the guy's going to get called every time. It's the guy they see last. It's just the way it is. But I thought we settled down a little bit with that too, because it's. You know, and it's a fine line. I like a little bit of the swag sometimes our guys have with that. They just got to know when to draw the line. You know what I mean? I don't want to go, you know, pounce on them when they're trying to, you know, but they got to be smart. So, you know, we talked about it at halftime as a team. You know, keep our composure. So we need everybody.
Are there some specifics you can point to where the special teams were so much better than last week? You said last week was one of the worst performances you had. What was the difference?
Well, I think you could, I mean, I have to go look at the numbers, but I mean, heck, 2 weeks ago, I mean, starting field position after kickoffs was around the 47-yard line. So that alone in itself, when you're playing a good team, you're behind the 8 ball. And today, I thought that was much better. You know, the coverage was much better. The guy didn't, you know, he bounced around, made some things, but it wasn't bad. We shanked that one punt we had. Could have been better. That was what, like a 10-yard punt. That could have been better. But I thought for the most part that was better. It was the emphasis. We worked the heck out of it. Coach Bland heads up our kickoff team, does a great job, and you know, we worked hard on it. And I thought they did a better job. We've got to continue to work on it, you know, as we move forward.
Any more questions?
And back to the passing game. And in terms of the way the passes occur, it's like first down. We're not talking about little 5-yard dinks. The play action really works well enough for you guys where you're picking up 15, 11. They're always like first down passes. Is that the kind of effort you want to see from that, you know, scheme?
Yeah, it's kind of how we're built. You know, and the great thing Coach Chestnut and those guys have done is we've developed, obviously we always had that down the field passing game off play action. You know, we're a run oriented team, you get them biting. We had some things going into the game we felt good about. And then we have the ability to, you know, we got a good group of receivers. You know, just give them a chance to make a play. You know, and they bailed us out a few times. You know, some bailed us out down on the goal line. Late in the game, we threw another fade to Tremaine Trawick. On the long, it was like 3rd and 15, I think. I don't remember exactly, but it was long. And so those guys have done a good job, and Trey's done a good job of getting them the ball. And when we do that, it really makes it tough on defenses when you're a run-oriented team. When you can spread the wealth per se, or you're moving the ball outside, inside, it gets difficult. So we just got to continue to grow in all areas, you know, because we're going to have to use everything down this home stretch. I mean, we start conference play next week. We're going to have to use everything to give ourselves a chance to be successful. So whatever it is that particular week, we're going to have to use it.
a lot of pressure on the backfield defensively for you guys. Is it more stunt swishes and blitz, or is it just the defense picking up the nuances of what you want them to do, especially at the line of scrimmage?
Well, I think you get a combination. I mean, different times there's pressure, but I think we got some guys on the edge that do a pretty good job of getting back there in a 4-man rush or whatever it might be. It just depends on what's called at different times. But Mason Harris and those guys, they do a nice job. And Coach Newberry, he mixes it up just enough, you know, and we can get pressure with 4, but then there's times we want to bring more. And so I think Coach has done a great job with that and giving them some different looks. But we've been able to get pressure on the quarterback. You know, that's something we've done a decent job of, you know, all year, really. We've done a decent job of that, and we're going to have to continue to do that. especially based on who we play.
Over the last couple of weeks, it really looks like Chasten Bennett is going to put his way to the forefront of each week's game plan. How has he progressed this year, and what are some of the things that you like that you put in the game plan for him?
He's fast, he can catch, and he makes people miss. That's a heck of a combination. Obviously, Chasten, he didn't get here till late in the summer, so he's just now starting to get everything kind of locked in. He still has his moments, but he can run. I mean, y'all can see that he can catch. He's elusive. He's tough. He's a competitor. And it just works out that he's getting the ball. It's not necessarily like some of the toss plays or whatever. Just sometimes it's not necessarily we're throwing it to Chasten. He just happens to be the guy that's there at that time. And then some of it, I mean, we're trying, but a lot of times we're calling a play and we got a left slot and a right slot, and it's, we'll roll with it. We feel like those guys that are playing can make plays for us. Jay Bowman's made a lot of plays for us. Darnell Holland's made a lot of plays, but Chasten's made a lot of big plays, and he's done a nice job, and hope he continues to do that.
And some guys limping off the field a little bit, things like that. How's the health? What do you know about some of the guys?
Well, I mean, we're a little banged up. We were banged up coming into the game. We kind of find that off week, but we're a little banged up. Micah Reed's the only one I know that might be somebody that might be out. I don't know that exact right now, so I'm not going to.
He was a gentleman when they asked for him with holding his arm?
No, his leg, he got hit in the leg. We'll find out more, but right now it looks like he might be out. Some other guys are banged up. I know Kyron Minner got banged up with a heck of a hit on the back on a little bubble screen. Taylor Hinkle got banged up. We got a bunch of guys banged up, but that's, we're going into week 6 of, you hope you can stay healthy, but that's just part of it. We'll get them well, and if somebody can't go, then next guy's got to go in and play. That's just the way it's got to be. And sometimes it's unfortunate in certain spots. We don't have as much depth as others, but that's just part of the process, and I'm not minimizing it, but you can't worry about things you can't control, and that's just something you can't control. And, but we're a little banged up, but I think we're going to be that way from here on out.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all coming.
We've been repping it more at practice. We did a lot of things different at practice, and the execution just came from us. I focused in practice, and we came out and we just executed our plays, and it felt good.
Trey, you got to flex the arm a little bit. Talk about what you saw defensively that opened you up to being able to throw.
Yeah, we had a great game plan coming in to the game, and with the spread option that we run, I think my job is to get the ball in the hands of our best athletes, which is our running backs and receivers, and they did a great job today. And really, it just kind of depends on the looks we're getting. It's not really something. Obviously, we have our game plan going into the game, but we've got to kind of feel it out and see what they're giving us, and we were able to execute some plays that we practiced a lot. Like Chasten said, this stuff doesn't just happen. We work real hard on it, and it's great to see it work out in the game.
At this point in the season, are you more comfortable throwing the ball than you were earlier in the season? Because obviously, as a quarterback in this system, you're very comfortable running the ball, pitching it. But how comfortable are you throwing it now this deep into the season?
Yeah, I think every game you just want to build, and that's kind of been our attitude this whole season. Each game we got to get better, and I think that relates to the passing as well. Anytime you can be successful in the passing game, especially in a game, it definitely helps your confidence. But I don't think I really lack confidence much of the time. So we got some great players, and I just got to keep getting the ball in their hands.
Chasten, the last couple of weeks, you've kind of come to the forefront of the offense. Coach says a lot of times it just happens to be you're in the right place at the right time, whatever plays called. How do you feel now? You seem to be making some more big plays, more comfortable in offense. What do you envision your role going forward? How's that working out for you?
I feel like the role is going to be the same. It's all about execution. You know, we have a lot of rules we follow in our offense. You know, and I feel more comfortable. You know, each week I feel myself just getting better. You know, and you know, following my rules. And as long as I follow my rules, you know, it puts me in a position to make the plays that I'm supposed to make. Yeah, it's like different fronts, different counts.
Trey, you couldn't get him one more yard? 699. You couldn't get one more yard?
They took me out. They took me out.
They take you out because you couldn't get that last yard.
Apparently, yeah. That's how it is with Bohannon, man.
How chippy did it get on the field with those guys that had a lot of personal foul penalties?
Yeah, I thought you know, at least from an offensive standpoint, yeah, their defense was pretty chippy. But you can quiet that down real quick when you put some points on the board. About
The offense, they talk a little trash, but once you look at the scoreboard, you really don't pay attention to it. I mean, I really don't worry about all the trash talking. I just try to get out there and play ball.
With 5.5 tackles, what'd you see?
Well, coach, we worked on physically and mentally we prepared for this game. So as long as we get our read and look at who we keying on, that's how we play fast to the ball. If you know what you're doing, you can play fast to the ball.
Were you guys at all, anybody surprised to come out the way that you guys did, scoring your first 3 touchdowns, you know, long ball through the air? Obviously, you know, as a running team, it's not expected, but anybody surprised? Or?
No, I mean, really, if you look back kind of the whole season, you know, the drives that we have not been successful in, that you know we haven't been able to move the ball, we've shot ourselves in our foot, either missing a block or penalties. So you know, we're not surprised. We know if we do our job, the game plan that our coaches put together will work. We just have to got to lock in and do our job.
Justin, you're normally one of the fastest 22 guys on the field at any given moment. Are you comfortable enough going to the coaches yet, letting them know what you see that guys are having trouble covering you when you split out wide, or they're just tell them to get you the ball?
Really, they can see it. You know, it's just really how the defense line up to our offense. Because a lot of people don't know how to defend it. So we get a lot of different fronts. You know, we have a lot of counter plays. So it's all about matchups. You know, and if we have the right matchup, you know, and I can beat them with speed, then we'll have a chance to make a play.
Anybody else have any questions for anybody?
I got to mention St. Pius beating Marist last night. Got them golden lines, baby.
Still 3-8.
Nah, 4-8.
Oh, okay.
All right, thanks, y'all. Appreciate it.